Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Beyonce just dropped a commercial for her Levi's jeans, and of course, she has the internet buzzing. But Beyonce, I have a question. The first frame of the commercial starts off from behind, but my question is that really your behind? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Tuesday morning. Y'all know my sayings on Tuesday. The only thing good about a Tuesday, it's not Monday, and hump day is right around the corner. All right, I have a good show set up for you guys. I have four lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Philadelphia Eagles refusing the invitation to the White House. Beyonce drops a new Levi's commercial, but is that really her body? Another Delta flight has been grounded due to complications in the cabin. And we also have an update on Wendy Willaims. Things are not looking too good for her. In quick news, we're going to talk Joe Budden, Justin Bieber, Lil Meech, Roberta Flack, Keke Palmer, Chris Brown, Lizzo SZA, Tyler Perry, Jermaine Dupri, Erica Mena, Meagan Thee Stallion, Taska K, and Roc Nation. As always, we're going to close out the show with comment of the day, social discussion of the day, and question of the day. And then we'll close off with a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Tuesday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. The U.S. Sun reported that the Philadelphia Eagles made the decision to skip the White House visit this year. A well-placed insider told the U.S. Sun that recent decision between the players and Eagles front office resulted in a massive no when asked if they would accept an invitation to the nation's capital. We focus on the game for now, but if we win the Super Bowl, we wouldn't go to the White House, a member of the ownership group said. A current player echoed those sentiments, claiming that pretty much everybody decided that they would refuse to meet the president. Another told the outlet, "We represent a city and a state that is pushing for equal rights, respect, and values that respect each human being. We will not forget what happened and the criticism we received for taking a stand against racism, and we won't back down from our values of respect, integrity, and equality." It's clear the Eagles just ain't feeling Donald Trump. The team declined to visit during the first term after winning Super Bowl in February 2018. Okay, so there's a lot of back and forth about this online. I'm going to tell you what I think, then of course hand it over to you guys to let us know what you think. But before that, I just want to give you guys some comments from Twitter and on some social media blogs to just give you a temperature of what people are feeling out there, okay? So the first comment is, "This decision is divisive. Disappointed in the Eagles players. Not sure why I rooted for them to win if this is the character of this team." Another comment, "The Eagles turning down the White House invite just proves they care more about virtue signaling than football. They've abandoned their fans and their country, choosing politics over honor." Another comment, "The Eagles may have the trophy, but they are not winners. This is disrespectful to our country, and it will come back to bite you in your woke ass." And they also said they're losers. Another comment said, "The Chiefs would have said yes, and that's why they had to lose. They just made me a fan. Fly, Eagles, fly." If this is true, then the right team won in more ways than one, because we all know Chiefs would have got on all fours for this man. Another person said, "A Democratic team owner and donor, a black city, and a predominantly black team and a quarterback, always on the right side of history." Another person wrote, "Wow, Trump won all swing states and the popular vote. This is what it is, I guess. I was born in Philadelphia, lifelong Eagles fan. F-word these overpaid, pathetic toddlers. How shameful of the organization." All right, and the two last ones, "Precisely why I wanted them to win. Mahomes would have been in that B word, grinning from ear to ear." And the last one, Money Marv, "Eagles making a fan out of me." Okay, I think most of those comments were pretty fair, 50-50. I think it might have been leaning a little bit more to people being disappointed than people being happy for this decision from the Eagles. My thoughts are twofold, as they often are, because you guys know I like to see things from both sides. I understand that you might have some resentment to Donald Trump and the White House, and I just want to highlight this part again where another outlet said, we represent a city and a state that's pushing for equal rights, respect, and values that respect every human being. We won't forget what happened and the criticism we received for taking a stand against racism, and we won't back down from our values of respect, integrity, and equality. So there's obviously something there. I tried to Google it. I couldn't find exactly what they're referring to. If anybody out there knows, please tell me. But if that is your stance, I completely get that. But don't you think it is better to go to the nation's capital, confront the president, and speak about those things? You have an opportunity to be in front of the microphone at a presidential, at the White House, in front of the president. That's where you take your opportunity to let your stance be known. So I guess indirectly what I'm saying is I don't agree with this. I don't agree with it. I understand them trying to, it's almost like a protest, like we're not going to accept the invitation, but you always have to make something clear whenever you're protesting. I remember when I was on Tamika Mallory and my son's podcast, and we were talking about their stands with Nike and my stands with Nike. And Tamika was talking to me about, you know, everything that she did with George Floyd and all the protests. And she always said, for those of you who don't know who Tamika Mallory is, that's what she does for a living. She campaigns and protests against civil rights and equality and all that stuff. And she said, the number one key thing is you always have to make it known what you're protesting about. So go to the White House and wear, I don't know, a shirt that says something that shows what you're protesting about. Wear a color. Do something that symbolizes something. Everybody wears a hat. To take a stance of saying you're not really going to go there, it not really making that much of a news, making it in the news headlines, you're missing a huge opportunity to promote what it is you're protesting. And your protest has to be more about not liking the president. Like, it has to be deeper than that. Like, what is it about the presidency that you do not like? And it doesn't have to be combative. It could be, hey, Mr. President, thank you so much for the invite. Thank you for the honor. Congratulations on your win. You know, you swept every single swing state. You won the majority vote. It's the first time in 20 years that a Republican has won the majority vote. Congratulations. However, we still don't like We still would like this. The people of Pennsylvania, yes, you won Pennsylvania, but we want this and we want that. Like, you're missing out a huge opportunity. So, like I said, it's twofold for me. I understand people that do not like Donald Trump and don't like his views, and that is your choice. Like, all the more power to you. That's the whole point of a democratic society. But your protest of not acknowledging the president of the United States, not acknowledging an invite from the president of the United States, in my opinion, that is not democracy, and I think you're doing a disservice to yourself and to your mission and to your goals and to the people who you're fighting for. Like, you're fighting for something and you're having an opportunity to talk about that. And I think that's a huge mistake. The last thing I would say is, I understand not everybody is like me, where I have no problem speaking out or doing something in front of a stage like that. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that maybe the team might not want to do that, but you could still at least have the conversation. So even if you go and you shake hands, you do the presentation and all that stuff, but you get to have the president's ear for half the day. Talk with him about what's going on in Philadelphia. Talk with him about the things that you're not happy about. Talk with him about the things that you need. And once you build that kind of camaraderie and that kind of conversation, it might open up his eyes to the things that you guys are disagreeing with, and I just think that is the beauty of politics. That's the beauty of America, and that's the beauty of democracy. And it's not like you went a couple of times and you've tried and you didn't get your point across. You didn't go in 2018 and you're not going now. I just disagree with that. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be fair, be open, try to see things from both sides, but let me know what you think. Our second lead story. All right, the second biggest thing that's going on in the United States today is a debate of, is this really Beyonce from behind? Beyonce just dropped her new Levi's commercial. I think this is the second one that they have done. And Beyonce is walking into a bar, and she has her Levi's outfit. That jacket is banging, by the way. And the first scene is Beyonce from behind, and like it's zoomed in. And then she goes off to be playing pool. She takes another shot from behind. But what a lot of people are talking about is, how come that shot from behind, you never actually see any profile, or you don't see it's Beyonce. It's just like zoomed in close up. And to me, it doesn't look like how Beyonce's shape is. Of course, a lot of people in the Beehive are like, yo, my gosh, Beyonce's looking amazing. Oh, I got to get to the gym, whatever, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, I really want to buy those jeans because it's a nice cut, or it's very complimenting cut. But I've been in the entertainment industry long enough to know that there's a lot of times where people use body doubles. It's not just in stunt commercials. It could be too, like, hey, I want this jeans to be really popping back there, and I'm going to have a body double play my tight shots. And I have seen Beyonce in the past couple of months, 2 or 3 times, Super Bowl, Grammy Awards. So yeah, Super Bowl, Grammy Awards, and the Beyonce Bowl. I think those are the last 3 times. And she doesn't look like this from behind on video. So I don't know really what's going on here. I'm going to play a part of the commercial. I, of course, can't play the whole thing, but I'm going to play the clips that I'm really highlighting and talking about. Y'all let me know if you think this is Beyonce. And if it is, answer me the question of, why don't we have a wider shot of Beyonce, or a profile shot? Like, if it's really looking like this, like, I will be shocked, man. But anyways, here's a clip. Take a look. See that last shot? I put it in there on purpose. That last shot that's far away and profile looks nothing like the close-up ones. Like, I think they actually made a mistake of putting in that last scene, but they probably put it in there to be like, okay, we have to show at least one full body of her. And by the way, this is no hate. Y'all know I'm a big Beyonce fan. I'm a media member of the Beehive. I'm not like totally crazy like some of these people, but I love Beyonce. Shout out to Queen Bee and all of that. But I'm just saying, I think that this looks a little bit too obvious that it's a body double, and Beyonce ain't stacked like that from behind. That's all I'm saying. Also too, part of the story is, how much of an effect is Beyonce having on Levi's jeans? A couple of people were questioning that, like, oh man, the haters obviously, right? Like, oh, Beyonce with this commercial, I don't see anybody wearing Levi's jeans. Well, I got the answer for you, all right? Yes, Beyonce has helped increase Levi's sales, particularly in the women's clothing and in-store visits. Sale increase. Levi's 501 jeans sales grew 11% in the first quarter of 2024. The women's business increased 11% in the third quarter of 2024. Levi's expects to bring in $2 billion in sales from its woman business by the end of 2024. And Levi's store visits increased 19.87% during the week of Easter Sunday compared to the average Easter over the past 3 years. Marketing campaign. Levi's partnered with Beyonce in a new ad campaign to support the growth of its women's business. The campaign includes a stylized image of a woman in a cowboy hat riding a horse, similar to the cover of Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album. The caption introduced the new chapter, tagging Beyonce's account on social media. Beyonce also mentioned Levi's in her song Levi's Jean, featuring Post Malone for her album Cowboy Carter. So look, don't think that like, oh my gosh, Beyonce just loves Levi's and that's why she's wearing them. I'm sure she likes them, but this is money. This is advertising. This is a campaign. So, they're probably paying for production. They're probably paying, part of her tour that's going on. And then you're going to see Levi banners everywhere. By the way, that happens all the time. Hip hop and rock and pop or whatever. You'll team up with a brand and they'll pay you to, promote their products indirectly, not like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite jeans, but just having Beyonce in Levi's. So to your haters out there, Yes, it is helping. An 11% increase is amazing. The woman increase is amazing. And just also too, the things that you also cannot monetize and see, just the conversation around Levi's, I'm sure on social media has grown exponentially, but they're just talking numbers, but just the awareness of Levi's is something that you can't quantify, is the word I was looking for. There's some things that you can't quantify. But I bet you it's only going to get bigger as this Cowboy Carter tour gets rolled out. Remember at the Beyonce Bowl when she came out in that carriage, it was all denim, it was all Levi's jeans. I'm sure this concert, it's going to be heavily increased because all the girls are going to show up in cowboy denim Levi jackets. Oh, this summer, trust me, Levi's is going to get a huge increase in sales. Mark my word. Anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about Beyonce? Ladies out there have been buying Levi's. You want to get into your 501 jeans. More importantly, what I want to know is this a body double or is this Beyonce? Let me know what y'all think. I'm telling you, that's not Beyonce. No shade, but that is not Beyonce. I just don't buy it. No. Shout out to Queen B. Our third lead story. Delta flight forced to return to Atlanta airport after strange haze is reported in cabin. Passengers headed from Atlanta, Georgia to Columbia, South Carolina this morning, or yesterday morning, February the 24th, had a surprise delay in their travels due to a smog-like haze in the cabin. According to reports, shortly after takeoff, crew and passengers noticed a haze making its way through the aircraft. As a safety precaution, the flight declared an emergency and was granted a priority landing. Delta addressed the matter in a brief statement and said, the flight and crew followed procedure to return to Atlanta when a haze inside the aircraft was observed after departure. Nothing is more important than the safety of our customers and people, and we apologize to our customers for the experience. The crazy part about the entire ordeal is that something very similar happened over the weekend. On Saturday, February the 21st, a Delta flight from LAX airport headed to Sydney, Australia, was forced to make an emergency landing after smoke was detected on board. Both matters are being investigated. All right, you remember last week when we were telling you about something, there was another incident with the plane. It was after the Toronto one. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to maybe question things because the Toronto one, I was like, guys, it's weather. I called my cousin. He's a pilot. He says that things like this are very possible in those kind of weathers. Then the last week one, I was like, now I'm starting to get nervous. Like, this is too much now. Now we're in double digits. It's like 10 times and it's only like mid to end February. Something is going on. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the FAA layoffs and Trump and all that stuff. There's something else going on. I don't know what it is. Normally, when something like this goes on, I'm telling you, it has to do with money. There's going to be somebody somewhere is going to make a lot of money off of this. And that's what's happening. There's going to be some sort of regulation. There's going to be some sort of something that has to be done. And they're going to have to outsource or do something. Somebody is trying to make money. That's what I think this is. Because it doesn't make sense, man. Like, I don't want to make you guys afraid to fly out there because I travel a lot. I know people travel a lot, but I've joined the people who are skeptical now. I try to remain optimistic as much as possible. And I do think the incidences that were happening were very separate. One was weather, one was an FAA mistake, one was this, one was that, but now you have weather, you have this, you have that, and now a smoky haze and happened 2 times. And Delta, this is the second time with Delta. Delta was the Toronto one, and then 2 times with hazing. I'm nervous, man. Let me know what you guys think about flying. Are there different alternatives? I don't like taking the train. I don't want to drive. I'm impatient, man. Like, I want to get to somewhere like right away. You know what I'm saying? If I got to go to New York from Montreal, it's 1 hour. Montreal to Toronto, it's 1 hour. I literally go back and forth to places while still doing podcasts. You guys don't even know because you could do quick thing. If I had to drive, it's 8 hours to drive back and forth to New York. I can't be podcasting and be taking meetings in places. I need to fly. And I'm nervous. What do you guys think, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Our fourth lead story. All right, we have a Wendy Willaims update for you guys. Not great news, but we're still fighting the good fight. Wendy Willaims says she's fighting for her life with next to nothing and accuses her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, of using her money to hire top-notch attorneys. All right, Wendy Willaims is sharing an update on her ongoing conservatorship battle. She told the Breakfast Club co-host Lauren LaRosa that she is still fighting for her freedom and accuses her guardian, Sabrina, of using her money to hire top-notch legal teams to protect herself from Wendy Willaims and Lifetime. Wendy says that she may have to have a Lincoln hearing, which means she'd sit down and speak with a judge to determine her mental capacity and if she can choose her own attorney. All right, so I want to dig a little deeper, so I went over to Lauren LaRosa's Instagram. Shout out to Lauren at Brown Girl Grinding. This is what Lauren had to say. She said, "Hey guys, I spoke to Wendy Willaims today. Wendy Willaims says she's back at square one fighting for her life with next to nothing and alleges that her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has recently used Wendy's money to hire 4 top-notch attorneys to protect herself from Wendy and Lifetime." She also gave out a statement from Wendy. It says, here's Wendy's statement in full. "This week, I had to fire my current attorney who had become my lien attorney after removing Linda, an attorney who was appointed by the Guardian and who would not push for a trial by jury that I felt I needed in this conservatorship fight. Now I need to assemble a fierce legal team to battle this guardianship and come out on top. They're saying I might have to go through a Lincoln hearing just to see if I'm capable of choosing my own lawyer. Once again, I have no say who represents me. My rights are being trampled on at every turn." Lauren went on to say, "I went back and looked up Lincoln hearing that Wendy referred to above to understand it. By definition, it's a private interview that a judge conducts with a person who's in a conservatorship to get a better understanding of their wishes and perspectives regarding the conservatorship arrangements. This type of hearing is often used when a child is the subject of a custody hearing and needs to be interviewed to figure out their preference in parents. A judge, in my opinion, would be pushing for this in a situation like Wendy's because he'd want to be able to gauge her mental capacity. I was also told that after the above happens, or even if Wendy denies the hearing, she'd only be left with the options to choose an attorney from a list of attorneys who were court appointed, which is why she mentioned she has no say in who represents her." Okay, I just want to clear something up because I saw people in the comment section online that were a little bit confused. So Wendy has a legal team that she has hired with the GoFundMe money. Shout out to everybody who gave any money to Wendy's GoFundMe. She still has that legal team and is happy with them, a good group of lawyers. However, inside the conservatorship, that's the lawyer who she fired because this lawyer is not pushing for her for a trial by jury. Now, remember, even though Wendy has this legal team that she hired with the GoFundMe money on the outside, she cannot choose to have this legal team represent her inside the court because she's in a conservatorship. So the only person who can make that judgment right now is Sabrina. And Sabrina's like, well, I don't want you to have anybody else. I want to keep control over you. So I want to keep these group of lawyers. If you don't like this one, we'll give you another one. But they're still hired by Sabrina. You see, that's why Wendy feels so, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but when you just feel like you keep running around in the same circle, like we feel kind of like deflated almost, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to think of the word and I can't. It's not the word that I'm looking for, but when you just keep trying and you feel like your momentum is not getting you anywhere. Anyways, I can't think of the word right now. But so I just don't want it to get confused. So she does have a group of lawyers that are suggesting and guiding her through this process, but it's very frustrating that they can't actually go in and represent her. She's still in a conservatorship. Hopefully, maybe after this Lincoln trial and the judge speaks to her, then he'll A, maybe just even let her out, or B, choose her own lawyer. But again, like what Lauren was saying, it's still in that pool. Like she won't ever, this is what is so disgusting about this conservatorship. Like until she gets out, she cannot make any choices on her own. Even with the Lincoln thing, the Lincoln Act, is it the Lincoln Act or a Lincoln hearing? Even if the judge appoints her permission to choose, which it's a stretch, she has to choose from the group of lawyers, and Sabrina could still have a say. I feel so bad for Wendy, man. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Anyways, Wendy, don't give up. Keep fighting. Breakfast Club, Lauren, I know Charlemagne, everybody at TMZ and Jason Lee and all of them are still trying to help her. This must be so frustrating. Imagine being completely sane, completely coherent, and totally fine, and not being able to have any control over anything in your life. Oh my gosh, the frustration. This would literally drive me crazy. This is why I talk about it so much. Like I feel things that she's going through, and it literally just drives me nuts. Anyways, free Wendy, free Wendy, free Wendy. Keep hashtagging it. And yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date, man. Hopefully she gets through this soon. All right, that brings us to quick news. Ring my Tuesday bell. That sounded weird. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Joe Budden threatens to sue 50 Cent after claiming Drake ruined hip-hop with his UMG lawsuit. Okay, I love this title because that's exactly what I was going to say. It's about to drag him. Well, I still will. But when Drake sues, oh, he's ruining hip-hop. That's not hip-hop. But now all of a sudden, Joe wants to throw around lawsuits. Anyways, this dates back to when Joe Budden said something about 50 Cent. He said that he didn't like how he was dealing with the whole Irv Gotti thing, smoking on an Irv pack. And yeah, Joe was trolling. Well, Joe really didn't troll 50. Joe just said something about 50. And then Joe started, I'm getting confused. Joe said something about 50, and then 50 started trolling Joe. And online, he's been putting up AI pictures. And I told you guys, by the way, that these were AI pictures. You could tell it really is not Joe in the apartment building. He's like outside. He's in his underwear and all of this stuff. And that dates back to Joe's court thing that happened in December, which we're not going to get into. Anyways, 50 Cent has been putting up a lot of fake AI pictures about Joe. And this is what Joe had to say about it. And I just find it funny that now he wants to talk about suing, and that's supposed to be hip hop. Listen to Joe.
50 been posting me for 7 days in a row. The problem with it, we getting lawyer involved. Because that's illegal. Yeah, you can't take all these AI pics and just start.
Stop it, Joe. 50 Cent posted this and said, so that's the plan? You're going to sue me, Joe? Ha, ha, ha. I think you are mistaking me for somebody else. I'm going to get a face-to-face with you so that you could tell me about how I need therapy. Yeah, because Joe said 50 Cent needs therapy. Anyways, this is trolling, but I actually don't think Joe is going to sue, but it's still funny that the fact that, he drags Drake and then the next week is the same thing. Give me a break, Joe. Our second quick story. Justin Bieber explodes on paparazzi and calls them disrespectful. Is this Justin's mental health on decline, or is he just setting boundaries? Justin Bieber was getting snapped and then he snapped, unloading on paparazzi, saying something to the pop star that left him feeling disrespected. Take a look.
Thank you, JB, bro.
Yo, why do you thank me?
Because you're the best, bro.
Thank me, though.
No, I thank you.
That's disrespectful when you thank me. I'm not asking you to be here. Just take your pictures and let me do my thing.
I don't think he exploded on them. I think that he was totally in his right. Like, why are you walking by me be like, oh, thank you, Justin, thank you? That's just weird. Like, I that's a great question. Like, why are you thanking me? Because I am ignoring you and pretending you're not there. It's not like I am posing and being like, take pictures of me, then be like, oh, thanks for that nice shot. He's just like, yo, I'm going to my car, leave me alone. Like, I totally agree with that, man. I agree with celebrities ignoring paparazzi, but then calling them out when they say things like this. Like, I don't think this is a mental health thing. I don't think this is nothing. I think it's a celebrity getting tired of being bothered and asking a stupid question. Or actually, it's not even really a question, but making a stupid statement. Thank you, Justin. Justin, I'm on your side. Justin, I'm on your side, bruh. Our third quick story. Lil Meech posts a photo with his dad, Big Meech, and Floyd Mayweather. Hints at a BMF collaboration. Lil Meech recently sparked intrigue on social media by posting photos with his father, Big Meech, and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. The post featuring the three together sent fans into a frenzy as Lil Meech added a mysterious caption, the emoji, leaving many to speculate about a potential collaboration between BMF and Mayweather. This post is particularly noteworthy given the long-standing feud between Mayweather and 50 Cent, with 50 Cent being closely associated with the BMF series and its portrayal of the infamous family. The caption, which typically singles secrecy or something to be revealed later, has led to a fury of online rumors and theories about what's next for the BMF brand. All right, I said, I think in yesterday's podcast or on Friday, I don't know why Big Meech continues to antagonize 50 Cent. I know he probably has given up very quickly, thinking that like, well, once you cross 50, it's over. I still would have given it some time. You know what I'm saying? I would have given it like a month or so. This guy went right away, posted more pictures with Rick Ross, now Floyd Mayweather. And I mean, Floyd and 50 aren't like odds like how Rick Ross and him is. Like, you know, 50 and Floyd used to be friends, but whatever. I think Lil Meech and Big Meech is making a mistake. And what is Mayweather and BMF gonna do? Like, Floyd is not into movies and TVs, and I already told you guys 50 Cent owns their whole life story, so you can't do anything. What's the collaboration going to be? Tell me, I would like to know. You know what I mean? Like, I think he did the emoji just to draw speculation and to kind of maybe like antagonize 50, which again is the wrong thing to do. People think that 50 never settles beefs. He does. Him and Fat Joe were beefing. They settled it. Yes, it was for Chris Lady, but still, him and the game speak together. This could have been like a little misunderstanding and, you know, you get back together, but now he's going to keep antagonizing the man. Well, we'll see what happens. I guarantee you nothing comes of this Mayweather and BMF. Give me a break. Our fourth quick story. What's going on with Justin's smile? Fans are pointing out Justin's odd behavior and appearance in a recent video. What do you think? All right, this is, somebody told me what it was. It was Justin at a premiere, something to do with his wife. Anyways, I'm going to play the video. Everybody talking about this online, like what's wrong with Justin Bieber. This poor guy, man, like every single move he makes is scrutinized and what's wrong with him? I'll admit the smiling is a little bit weird, but whatever, man, maybe whatever. Like, anyways, take a look. Okay, it is definitely weird. And the guy walking by the frame too, like, what's he doing? He looks like whatever Justin's on, he's on. Anyways, I don't know what they were on, man, but this is Hollywood, man. Those parties, you know what goes on at those parties. Like, I don't think he was every day like that. I think he was probably at a premiere or whatever. It was a video. Can't remember what it was. Somebody told me. Whatever. I think he was just probably having a good time and he's just, you know, feeling nice. I don't think this is how he every day was. We just showed you guys a clip. It was in our second quick story of, you know, him totally normal during the day. And why did we have two Justin Bieber stories separate? We could have just had them together. Why did we do that? Why don't you guys just put them together? What? I'm just joking. No one's here with me. I love doing that. What is wrong with me? It's Tuesday. I'm normally not just chatty and fun until like Wednesday or Thursday. Let's go. Our fifth quick story. All right, I was just getting in a good mood. This is kind of sad. Award-winning songstress Roberta Flack has passed away. We are sending our deepest condolences to the loved ones of the legendary songstress Roberta Flack. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the Grammy Award-winning singer, known for her hits Me Softly with his song and The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, just passed away at 88 years old. Oh, I remember that. The first time ever I saw your face. That's such a good song, man. And how's Softly go? Touching my face with his fingers, singing my life with his words. Me softly with his words, and me softly with his words. Oh man. What's his name? The Fugees redid that. Remember that? Anyways, man, legend. Sorry, don't mind my singing. Her rep shared the unfortunate news on Monday and said, "We are heartbroken that the glorious Roberta Flack passed away this morning. She passed away peacefully, surrounded by her family. Roberta broke boundaries and records. She was also a proud educator. Back in 2022, It was shared that she was diagnosed with ALS and could no longer sing. She retired from performing 2 years after suffering a stroke in 2016. We are keeping Roberta Flack's families lifted up in our prayers during this time. Oh, really sad, man. My mom loves Roberta Flack. I play that song every New Year's for my mom, man. Anyways, my mom, who always watches my show, Mom, feel sorry for you, man. My mom probably cried when she heard this news. Anyways, shout out to you, Mom. Shout out to Roberta Flack and her family. We have lost a legend in the R&B world. Our sixth quick story. Keke Palmer rocks a vintage Chanel gown previously worn by Jamie Lee Curtis. All right, no big news here. I just like Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer shut it down at the SAG Awards as she turned heads in a gorgeous 1985 archive Chanel gown. Turns out the vintage piece was previously worn by Jamie Lee Curtis, who rocked it in 1986. Jamie spoke about when she wore the look nearly 40 years ago and showed Keke some love as she made the look her own. Jamie Lee Curtis says, as much as I would love to say it was mine, it was borrowed from a friend, and I'm thrilled to be anywhere near Keke in style and grace and talent. Shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis. And what do you guys think? Keke looked good. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. She looks good, no? Shout out to Keke. Our seventh quick story. Chris Brown with a message. Chris put this in his IG stories. He said, B-word, I wouldn't pass gas if you needed air. He used the F word, but we're just going to keep it PG and say he's going to pass air. He wouldn't pass air if you needed air. We have no clue who Chris Brown is talking about. I wanted to put it in here for you internet detectives. Who is Chris Brown talking to, and why is this going so viral? I think it's maybe going viral because nobody knows who he's talking about, but who's Chris Brown beefing it with? Like, I asked a couple of people in the industry, nobody knows anything. So I'm asking you internet detectives, what's going on? I know you guys lean on me to tell you things, but sometimes you need to help out your boy too, all right? Who's Chris Brown talking to? And who does he dislike so much that he wouldn't even pass air if they needed air? That is going to be my new insult if I don't like somebody, which doesn't happen often, but when it does, I'm going to use this. Our eighth quick story. Both Lizzo and SZA wear matching outfits and both are looking good. Poster girl jumpsuit. All right, I want to throw this in here because I have been kind of segmenting. Is that the word, segmenting? Why can't I find my words today? I've been chronologicaling. I have been keeping you guys up to date on Lizzo's weight process, all right? And she is looking really good, especially with this picture next to SZA, because you know SZA be sizzling out here. But yo, Lizzo looks good. She looks good in this outfit. I love it. I also saw a video of her in a car with the same outfit on. I don't know where I saw it. I should have grabbed it, but Lizzo is looking good. Like I always say every time I talk about Lizzo is always comfortable in whatever skin she is in, no matter what size, no matter what weight. And that is what I love about Lizzo. It's not really about us. It's always about her. And I love every second of it. So show off this look, show off, your previous looks and what's to come. As long as Lizzo is happy and doing her and being independent and she's not succumbing to pressure, that's been her whole thing, right? Like, I am not going to change how I look for you to make you comfortable. Some people don't like it, Candace Owens, and always calls her out for it. But I love this. I think Lizzo looks good. Shout out to Lizzo. Our ninth quick story. Tyler Perry said he was moved to tears after Kerry Washington interrupted the NAACP Image Awards. The actress thought she forgot to thank him during her acceptance speech. This was so funny. Love Kerry Washington. Kerry Washington had to stop the show during the NAACP Image Awards last night. This wasn't last night. It was Sunday night. No, Saturday night. After she thought that she didn't thank Tyler Perry. The actress took home the Outstanding Actress Award in a Motion Picture for her portrayal for Major Charity Adams in the film 6888. I told you guys in the podcast, by the way, that you guys should check out that movie. Such a good movie. The film was directed by Tyler Perry, and in her initial speech, she thanked her family, Perry, and real-life heroes of the Army platoon and the cast of the motion drama, who also earned Outstanding Ensemble Cast in a Motion Picture. However, shortly after, Washington returned to stage and said she forgot to thank Perry, but everybody let her know that she did. Terry was so moved by the gesture that he took to Instagram writing, "Wow, moved to tears. I can honestly tell you that I live my life never ever doing a good thing, expecting something in return. I give, do, help, trust, and uplift others because it's just the right thing to do. Why did this movie so much? Because I've helped thousands of people, literally thousands of people, live better lives. And I can honestly say for me to receive a thank you is very rare. So to see somebody interrupt a live show to say thank you when she already had moved me to tears." Love Kerry for this, man. I think, I do have a little clip. Take a clip. Take a listen to the clip.
These guys are great. They have an amazing show that's going to be premiering soon. But I did not thank Tyler Perry. I did?
You did.
Love Kerry Washington. Bring back Olivia Pope in another character, something. It doesn't have to be scandal. We just need Olivia Pope back. Shout out to Kerry. And shout out to Tiger. I'm telling you all, check out that movie, man. 888 something. Check it out. Our 10th quick story. Duke Dennis reacts to GloRilla shooting her shot. Or Duke Dennis is trying to figure out GloRilla's lyrics to her song after she said, "I like N-words that are tall and brown and mixed with a little bit of ugly," then mentions Duke's name. Okay, this is really funny. This was going on a little while. I think because she released a song on Friday. But she said, "Yeah, I like my guys tall, brown, mixed with a little bit of ugly." And then she said, "Shooter shoot, what's up with you, Dennis Duke," or Duke Dennis. And it's like, you're going to hear his reaction in a second. Actually, let me just play the reaction and then I'll talk after. I'm a little chatty today. I'm sorry. Here's the video.
Like tall and brown, mixed with a little bit of ugly. Dennis, what's up?
Those two lines are separate though, right?
So that's what everyone's saying. Like, those two lines are separate. There's a punctuation. She took a pause or whatever. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? When girls say they like a guy that's a little bit ugly, all they're really indirectly saying is they don't want a pretty boy. They're not saying that you are ugly or they want an ugly guy, but they just want a guy to look a little bit more manly. That's what they mean by just mix with a little bit of ugly. And they also say that because they don't want a guy who is super good looking, a pretty boy who all the girls are going to, turn their heads when they see. A guy mixed with a little bit of ugly means that, he's just going to be home a little bit more. You know what I mean? So you got to take it as a compliment. They don't necessarily mean they want an ugly dude. You know what I mean? So anyways, shout out to Duke Dennis. The reaction was hilarious. Our 11th quick story. Jermaine Dupri defends R&B after music publication criticizes Michael Jackson's Lady in My Life. Jermaine Dupri is firing back after Michael Jackson's Lady in My Life was named one of the 50th terrible songs on great albums. What? Terrible? That's a stretch. Lady in My Life? You'll forever be the lady in my life. What? I don't know why I'm singing so much today, but I'm just in a good mood. What? Anyways, the track was criticized by Rolling Stones for not measuring up to other iconic songs on Jackson's Thriller album. Okay, not everything could be Thriller and Billie Jean. Like, what are you talking about? The article reads, he delivered a song vocal, but in its service of a song that has no business. But it isn't in service of a song that has no business being on the same album as Billie Jean, Beat It, Human Nature, Thriller, and You Want to Be Started Something. You want to be started something. Got to be started something. Got to be started something. What? Okay, I get it, but anyways, that's crazy. Jermaine took to social media to call out Rolling Stone, saying, This is the reason R&B music no longer gets the love it's supposed to get. The Grammys don't televise the category. And then one of the longest music publications, Rolling Stones, prints some BS like this. Whoever wrote this needs to be thrown out the building, like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. His response highlighted an ongoing debate about R&B recognition in the music industry. Do you agree with Jermaine Dupri? 1000%. So I'll read too quickly. So this is the article that was in Rolling Stone. It says, if Michael Jackson would have just capped off Thriller with 8 tracks instead of 9 tracks, he would have created one of the most flawless works in music history. But for reasons that are hard to fathom, he tacked The Lady in My Life on at the end. And it wasn't an easy process. Quincy wasn't satisfied with my work on the song, even after literally dozens of takes, Jackson said. Finally, he took me aside late one session and told me he wanted me to beg. That's what he said. He wanted me to go back in the studio and literally beg for it. So I went back in and had them turn off all the lights in the studio and close the curtains between the studio and the control room so I wouldn't feel self-conscious. He did deliver a strong vocal, but it's in service of a song that has no business on the same album as Billie Jean, Beat It, Human Nature, Thriller, and Want to Be Started Something. You want to be started something, got to be started something. But come on, man. Like, I think, by the way, when I first saw this article, I totally forgot that Thriller only had 9 tracks. Amazing. But it also made me think that maybe with 8 tracks, it wouldn't be considered an album. When it's under a certain time, it's considered an EP. So maybe that's why he tacked it on. But I would think Rolling Stones would know that. So let's just assume they're right. I just feel like was a great way to end the album. I just went back and listened to it. I feel like it's a great way to end the album. It's soft, it's nice, it's romantic. Like, you'll forever be the lady in my life. Like, I disagree. What do you guys think about that? Go back and listen to it. You could skip, but just go back and listen to the entirety of Lady in My Life. I told you guys I'm a big R&B head. You believe me now? Our 12th quick story. Pied Piper gets mad over Love Tap and pisses Erica Mena off on 2 ways with Erica Mena. Erica says he's gotta go. All right. After being love tapped by Erica Mena, Pied Piper was ready to argue with her, causing him to be told that he has to leave. Did you all see what happened? Okay, here is a little clip. I'll show you, and then I'll ask you a very important question on the other side. Take a look.
Mad? You mad? You mad because you got love tap? Right now, you have just affected me. EP off. You gotta f***ing go.
All right, I don't know what the love tap is. I don't know what the show is all about, but some people do send me these things from Zeus and these Bad Girls Club and Baddies and all of that. And I don't normally cover it on my show, but I do see a lot of blogs covering it. Most of the times it's because it's relationship stuff, and I don't get into relationship stuff, as you guys know. And I always make the joke of like, I need a female co-host or like somebody to come in and like talk about these things. But do you guys watch these shows, and do I need to start watching them to start covering them on my show? Let me know. Zeus, Baddies, Bad Girls Club. What's the other one with Natalie Nunn? I actually saw Natalie in Barbados in March. Like, I know some of these people, but I don't watch the show. It's a mix of, I do not like reality TV, and I just feel like it's relationship, lovey, this or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know if I could be talking about these things. You know, it feels weird to me. Not the problem with love or relationship. I feel like it's very gossipy. Anyways, you guys let me know what you guys think I should do. Should I talk about these things, or should I leave it to, the blogs? Let me know. Our 13th quick story. Meagan Thee Stallion wants Tory Lanez put in the hot seat, claiming he's running a smear campaign from prison. All right, Meagan Thee Stallion is not letting up. She's calling for Tory Lanez to be grilled under oath in her cyber stalking case, claiming he's been pulling the strings on the online smear campaign against her while sitting behind bars. Tory isn't even fighting the deposition, so it's only a matter of time before we get the tea. All right, Meagan also tweeted about this too. Meagan, the legal journalist. And she said, Meagan Thee Stallion's lawyers want to question Tory Lanez under oath in prison as part of their defamation and cyberstalking lawsuit against Miss Cooper, who they say is working with Lanez. Counsel for Miss Cooper and Tory Lanez did not oppose this request. They included the proposed order that they want the judge to sign. It's likely to be granted, particularly with no opposition from Lanez or Miss Cooper. Megan's lawyers would question Tory remotely from a video while he remains in jail. Here is a legal filing. If you guys want to pause it and take a look and read about it. I don't know. We've talked about this cyber stalking thing, and two parts. Like, I think it is ridiculous that Tory Lanez would even have gotten himself involved with Mrs. Cooper, that she's, this smear campaign against Meagan. That's exactly what got Tory Lanez locked up. If he wasn't trying to troll Meagan in the first place, she would not have changed her it's not testimony because she wasn't in court, but she wouldn't have changed her statement. At first, remember, she said, I stepped on glass. Then after he agitated her, she was like, actually, you know what? Boom. So I don't know why he continues to do this. On the flip side, although I understand why Meagan doesn't want to stand for it, I just feel like if she just let it go, it would probably just stop. Like, the fact that she's showing him that it's bothering her and that she's being antagonized, I think that is the reason to stop. And then more for her career, it's just not doing good. Every time she does something like this, more and more people, I feel, turn against her. Like, that's what I've seen from the beginning. And then they jump on Tory's side and, you changed your story, you changed your statement, or you're snitching, or you're doing this, and why don't you just leave Tory alone? And, it just, I would just like this to just go away. Tory has his appeal case that's supposed to be coming up. See what happens with that. But if I were Meagan, I would just wouldn't talk about it. That's what I would do if I were her. I'd be like, I don't want to hear nothing. I would pretend like he doesn't exist, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our 14th quick story. Taska K's bankruptcy confirmed, set to pay creditors $1.2 million over the next 5 years. All right, Taska K herself posted this up, and she said, after 2 gruesome long years, we did it, Joe. She said, stay tuned for my exclusive interview with my amazing bankruptcy lawyer, which will be out on my YouTube channel. We will discuss it all. She went on to thank everybody for their prayer. She said it's been a long 10 years, and through the past 7 years, it's been really tough, and her lawyer, her husband, etc. Thank you for the fighting. Now, for those who don't remember, Taska K was sued by Cardi B and won, I think it's $4 million. And recently, I think last week, we told you guys about her and Kevin Hart settling. Now, there has been speculation that Tasha has been moving some of her finances around and keeping some money offshore, et cetera, et cetera. Now, some people might look and laugh and say, ha, 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 you filed bankruptcy. But remember, people like 50 Cent filed bankruptcy. There's a bunch of other celebrities that filed for bankruptcy. And I think a lot of people think bankruptcy means you're fully broke. There's 2 forms of bankruptcy. There's Chapter 7 and Chapter 11. And what it looks like with her bankruptcy is that she did a restructuring bankruptcy where it's like, hey, let's find a way that I could pay you guys some money. Or if we can't find a way, then I'm just going to file for bankruptcy and nobody gets nothing. So it's either you get something or you get nothing. And I guess that's when she kind of maybe moved some money around or did whatever. And then you obviously have to present what you're worth, what you have. And then it's like, okay, well, this is what you're worth. Let's set up something. And she got the 1.2 million over 5 years. So ultimately, this is a win for Cardi B, a huge win for Cardi B, because Cardi obviously doesn't care about the money or needs the money. She wants to set a precedent to show that content creators, YouTubers like myself and others, we can't just come on here and say things frivolously anymore, because a celebrity can take you to court, and depending on what you have and what you're worth, they'll take you. So Cardi B wins. Tasha also doesn't fully lose in this, because with the restructuring and with all of that stuff, yes, she's losing $1.2 million, but she also gained a lot more notoriety. She gained a lot more followers where she could monetize that and make it back over the next couple of years. And I think that's probably why she got that payment that was over the next couple of years. So I think it was a win-win for both sides, and Tasha gets to still do whatever she's going to do and live the rest of her life and do the things that she needs to do. She seems happy, so this is a win-win. But like I always say, for you content creators out there, be careful, man. You might want to talk about stories, to get your views and get your clicks. But if it's wrong, and just alleged is not the only thing that you have to say to save yourself, But anyways, shout out to Taska K and shout out to Cardi B, because she still won at the end of the day. Our 15th quick story. Roc Nation seemingly shuts down rumors that Beyonce and Jay-Z are suing Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Roc Nation wants y'all to stop the madness. Case in point, I didn't even realize that this was back to back. I've been doing that a lot lately. I put two good stories back to back that kind of correlate without even doing it on purpose. I'm just good, yo. So yeah, Roc Nation answered this and said, "Don't be dumb." There's a lot of things that I hear online or people will send me. I make calls to some people and friends that I know in the industry to vet things before I say them. Luckily, I do have that privilege, but there are some things that obviously seem too out there to report. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z suing Rihanna and ASAP. Like Jay is Rihanna's like mentor. He signed her. And if they were suing, trust me, it wouldn't be on like a couple of little blogs and thing here or there. It would be mainstream news. It would be mainstream media. That's why I didn't put it in yesterday's show, because I knew it wasn't true. So just want to put it out there. I've seen a couple of YouTubers post this up. It's not true. And like I said, not every YouTuber has access. So I'm not totally saying that they're wrong. They might just be going on with something else they saw, but it is not true. There is no lawsuit. There's nothing going on between Beyonce and Jay-Z and ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. It's not true. I find it funny when Roc Nation addressed this. Don't be dumb. It just shows me that there wasn't even a hint of anything. Because normally it's like, we have heard speculation that people are saying this. We'd like to come out. The fact that they're just like, don't be dumb. It's like, this is like complete rumor, like complete. So yeah, I hope that ends the speculation. Our 16th quick story. Suspected hackers broadcast an AI video of Donald Trump kissing Elon Musk's foot at the Department of Housing and Urban Development headquarters. The video is playing and it says, "Long live the real king." All right, I know some people are going to get a kick out of this one. Someone out there is trolling President Trump and First Lady Musk real bad. According to multiple witnesses inside the Department of Housing and Urban Development headquarters, claims that a hacker reportedly broadcasted an AI video of Trump kissing Musk's feet in the hallway. The deepfake video shows Trump on his knees kissing Musk's feet in a very romantic way with the words, "Long live the real king," on the front. The video was originally posted on X, but somehow a hacker was able to project the video inside of the HUD cafeteria. Another waste of taxpayers' money, dollars, and resources, responded HUD spokesperson Miss Levitt in a statement. Appropriate action will be taken to all involved. The quote, "Long live the real king," comes from one of Trump's posts where he declared himself the king after bragging about dismantling the tolls in New York. Congestion prices are over in Manhattan, and I saved New York. Long live the king, is what Donald Trump posted last Wednesday on True Social. All right, I'm going to play the video, and you'll see the TV. I don't think there's any sound. Yeah, there's no sound. So I'm just going to play the video while I'm talking. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Oh, man. I know my mom's going to get a kick out of this. Mom, I put this in here for you. Oh, man. Shout out to the Trump supporters and Elon Musk supporters, man. All right. This brings us to our new segment, one of my new favorite segments, Comment of the Day. Okay, Pat Wood said, "Happy Monday. Those lawyers aren't going to deal with Diddy and his foolishness. That's sad that the trial is in a couple of months. Oh, well, let's see what's next." All right, that was from yesterday's episode with Diddy's lawyers, and I told you guys what we've been hearing, that the lawyers are getting fed up, so people in the comment section are like, yeah, peace, whatever, Diddy. Linda, one of our favorite Trump supporter, what up, Linda? Linda says, "Hey, I think we got through a show where the hairs on the back of my neck don't go up. No bad Trump stories. Making for a great Monday. Thanks. Much love." All right. Linda is one of my favorite Trump supporters in the comment section. And Linda is the reason why I love our community, where you could be a stark Donald Trump supporter, and even if I say things that are not always favorable, we still are to present the story in a way where Donald Trump supporters feel like they're not, shunned away. I'm independent, and regardless if Donald Trump does something, or Joe Biden or Kamala, anybody from the Democratic Party, I feel like we still are able to deliver it in a way that feels welcome to everybody. So thank you, Linda, for sticking around. Thank you for watching the show. Even though you don't think I'm purple. Oh, yeah, Linda doesn't even think I'm purple. She's like, no, you're not independent. No, you're a Democrat. She's telling me what I am, but whatever. Shout out to Linda. Also, too, I don't know how to pronounce this last name, so I'm just going to say Pat, too, because I don't want to mess up the name. Thank you for every show. Each is fun to me. Well, you're welcome, Pat. Thank you for your comments. All right, the next 3 comments are, it's important for us to be on the same page as me, but not necessarily the same paragraph. That was a little extreme on her part. Okay, I really like this comment too, because it's kind of like what I was saying, but you phrased it better than I did. So this was yesterday's show where I think it was social discussion, where somebody had left their husband because they were no longer a Taylor Swift fan and they booed Taylor Swift. So I was saying, listen, I do think it's a little extreme, but I think the message here is you have a better chance of your relationship, marriage, partnership, or whatever lasting when you are with people who are on the same page as you, who like the same things. You both like dancing. You both like going out. I feel when people get together and they're not like-minded, it's a little bit harder to maintain a relationship. If you notice all your friends that you've had in your life for a long time, there's a commonality of something that holds you together. My group of friends and I, we play golf all the time, or I have a group of friends that we've been playing basketball for a long time. So that foundation that's there is what grounds the friendship, and then the friendship grows out of that. So the same thing in a relationship. But I like what this person said of, yes, we need to be on the same page, but not necessarily on the same paragraph, which is amazing, because I was saying you don't have to do everything, but we need to have more than just a couple of things, right? So let's be on the same page, but we don't have to be on the same paragraph. Love that. Also, Trump is a miscreant. I never heard that word. I had to Google it. And it means somebody who misbehaves or breaks the law. And she also said, enough already, Tiger, next. Ooh, that was Tiger going to the White House. And I said that he's never done anything black, but then he just shows up to the White House for Black History Month. But more importantly, the Trump comment, you see what I was saying about Linda? That's what's so amazing about the Trent Out Loud podcast. You have Teresa, who's like, yo, Trump breaks the laws, he behaves badly. And then Linda is like, oh my gosh, I love Trump, and I love when you can get through a show without saying anything bad about him. Teresa and Linda are both in the comment section. Both watch the show. That is the beauty of America, people. That is a democratic society, when you can have different political views and have the same common interest, which is the Trent Out Loud show. Woo! I love you guys. I'm so happy I'm reading the comments, man. It was such a good idea. Really good idea, team. Yes, way to go. Woo! High five. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Uncle Luke explains the difference between how he's treated from black women opposed to Hispanic women, claims Hispanic women are more willing to cater to their man. He says that ish ain't right. Oh my gosh. Do we even want to play this? Anyways, let me play a little clip and then I'll tell you what's really up on the other side. Take a listen.
So I send two girls, different nationalities, black girl and a Hispanic girl. And I said both of them, I was like, you bringing breakfast over? The black girl said, you're going to send me and we're going to go get breakfast. And the Hispanic girl said, what do you want?
Okay, I can't listen to the whole thing. He's basically saying that he was in his bed laying down and he texts a black girl and he was like, yo, let's do something for breakfast. And then she was like, oh, you're going to pick me up and then take me over? You're going to pick me up and then we'll go out somewhere? And then the Hispanic girl says, no problem, I'll come over and cook for you. So I just get very annoyed when people group everybody together as if like all black girls will never come and cook you breakfast at your house. Never. Every single black girl on the planet. Like I cannot stand that. And same for, you cannot say every Hispanic girl is going to say, yep, let me come right over and cook dinner for you or cook breakfast for you. It annoys me. However, for the sake of discussion, let's give him the stereotype. And I still don't agree, even for the sake of argument. And I don't think it has to do with a culture thing. I think it has to do with the fact that black women know what they're expecting from a black man. And again, I'm just playing the stereotype now. I don't believe in stereotypes, but like we said, for argument's sake, I think black women know what's up with black men and know like, yo, I know what I'm getting myself into because we're both of the same culture. So before I run over to your house and cook breakfast, how about you take me out for breakfast first? Or how about you do this? How about you do that? Whereas I think he's putting a Hispanic woman saying, oh, I'm going to come and cater to you and cook you breakfast. I think that's just the fact of not understanding. I shouldn't say understanding the culture, but not having the stereotype or experience and being like, yo, I don't know if this guy's playing me or not or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to go over there. Where the black girl is like, yo, I know how black guys are. I know what they're up. I know what this is. I know what the point of this is. I know where this is going or not going. So I'm going to handle this way. And I think that that's where all of this comes from. But as I'm trying to make sense, it still really doesn't make sense because you cannot just group cultures. And that's for all sides. Like black women, you can't just assume that a black man is playing you and be like, oh, if it's a black man, I'm not going to go and cook him breakfast right away. But if it's a white boy, then maybe I will do it. Or if it's a Hispanic guy, you know what I'm saying? And then the Hispanic girl can't just assume and be like, oh, he's a black guy. That might be different than how Hispanic men are. I just feel like when we're in our own cultures, we feel like we know our culture so much. So we put them to a harsher test. This is what I'm trying to say. We feel like we know our culture. Everybody does it. Jewish people are like, oh, I know how Jewish people are. Italians are like, yo, I know how Italian people are. So they know what to expect. So they feel like they treat them differently. My solution to the problem is, how about we not put people's attitudes or their way of life or their way of thinking in their culture and just treat everybody with like a blank slate and as a human being. And then if they do things that are something that you don't like, then next time you're just like, yo, I'm not coming over and cook because you're playing me. So don't call me anymore or whatever. You know what I mean? So anyways, this culture stuff bothers me. Let me know if that makes sense. I think it made sense. I think how I brought it together was pretty good. So let me know in the comment section. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. All right. This brings us to question of the day. You wake up tomorrow and the year is 1999. What are you doing? Somebody says, Trini Gyal 01 says, walking past my baby father and never giving him my number. That's hilarious. You see, by the way, sidebar, sorry. This is why I don't have kids, because I'm afraid to feel like this person. How could you feel like the person who is the mother or father of your child that you wish you never met them and never gave them your number, and you guys have a child together? This is my fear. Literally, I deal with this in therapy. Like, this is my fear of meeting somebody and having kids with them. I never want to have that feeling. Anyways, let's get back to seriousness. Ra_G says, I'm calling Aaliyah and telling her not to get on that flight August 25th, 2001. Somebody said, I'm going to wake up and party like it's 1999. I knew that was going to come. That Miss Jean said, I'm investing in Apple. Somebody said, I'm buying a house. Somebody said, I'm calling immigration on Elon Musk. That's funny. Somebody said, I'm spending the whole day with my grandma. Oh, that's sad. I miss my grandma too. Calling my mom and spending as much time as possible. Yep. Hugging my mother so tight. Starting over and doing everything differently. I know, but what is the thing is the answer to the question. Somebody says getting into the stock market immediately, turning 10 years old and would be focusing on my credit this time. Okay, there's another mom one. Trying to create the iPhone or Amazon. Thank God and buy stocks in Microsoft and Apple. Somebody said go to the studio and record all the 2000 hits. Said dropping out of college, enrolling in a 2-year college and getting I don't know what that means. Buying a house in stock, buying a house. Come on, what else is going on here? Somebody said run into the house and hug my dad. That's nice. Somebody else said investing, buying a gas station. Somebody said I'm going straight to New York. Tell JFK Jr. to stop flying his plane. Sport bets. Somebody said, correct my wrongs. All right, guys, I'm going to lean on to you. I'm not incredibly impressed with these answers. Give me some good answers, yo. If it was 1999, you woke up, it's 1999, it's 25 years ago. What are you doing? I don't even have an answer to this. What would I do? I'm going to give an answer that you guys are going to say is corny. I know it's not fun. I would drag my own self, but I wouldn't do anything different. I know it's not fun, but I've told you guys repeatedly, I love my life and I wouldn't want to change anything of it because I wouldn't be here right now today doing this. So, and I'm also very blessed to have both my mother and father here with me still. So that's another thing, right? Like, you never know. You could wish and change things in life. And, I wish I had a bigger house. I wish I had this. And then, you don't have your parents or you don't have your loved ones. Or you don't have this. So I am super, super blessed. And like I tell you guys all the time, my mom watches every single one of my shows. Hi, Mom. But yeah, I don't know. I'll think of something and maybe answer you tomorrow. You gotta think of something fun. I hate when people answer like corny questions like this. What would it be? I'm trying to think of one quickly. Oh, what would I do? I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow. All right, this brings us to sports news. Luka's path to the largest contract in NBA history, $418 million. Luka Doncic is poised to sign the largest contract in NBA history in the next few years. The key here is if Luka is to sign a 2-year extension in August, which will take him to 2028. The 2028 offseason, where he will be eligible for a Supermax contract with the Lakers. He stands to earn up to $570 million over the next 8 seasons. These numbers are based off of the future salary cap projections, which include an annual 10% jump. Let me just get here really quickly. So everybody talked about Luka and everything was going on. And a lot of people speculated, like, why Dallas traded Luka? Why would they do that? My cousin sent me this. I'm going to read parts of it. And he says, if you want to put this in your podcast and say that it comes from a reliable source, because I do have a friend that is close, Anthony Edwards and other people have been talking about this. So did I say Anthony Edwards? Anthony Davis talking about this. Sorry, I'm trying to summarize as I'm looking. And he says basically that Luka Doncic has an issue. I just realized I don't want to say it because I don't want to get any cease and desist letters. People are speculating. I'll wait till it comes out. People are speculating that there's something going on with Luka Doncic behind the scenes, and that's why Dallas doesn't want to have any part of him anymore. And they traded him to the Lakers. And apparently the Lakers feels like they can handle the situation that he's going through and that he'll be able to come out of it, where Dallas just feels like, we've been trying to work with him. He's not listening. We think it's all downhill from there. So to bring this segment full circle, if Luka Doncic doesn't get his act together, he stands to lose the opportunity of signing the largest contract in NBA history and close to $500 million. Luka, get your stuff together, bruh. All right, you guys, that is a wrap on my Tuesday show. Thank you so much for kicking with me. I think we had a fun show. Normally for a Tuesday, I'm not that fun. Well, I'm always fun, but I'm not always like giddy like when it comes to weekend times. Y'all know Thursday and Friday I go off, but I was singing today. We were cracking jokes. I said what's up to my mom. So like, we had a good show today, man. Thank you very much for kicking it with me. And obviously, too, thank you for the comments. The comments put me in a good mood. I do, I swear. What's up, Linda? What's up, Teresa? All right. Before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For those of you who are watching this show on YouTube and you're in your car, or you're going on a flight and you're like, wow, I really need an episode, but I won't have Wi-Fi. We are available on all podcast platforms. You can download an episode. Just go to your desired site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Woo! All right. And now vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening to the show on podcast platforms, try to come over and check us out on YouTube whenever possible. It is really fun. And like I always allude to, we have a really great community in the comment section and you got to join in. As I always say, people ask me, hey, Trent, how do you do a podcast by yourself? And I do not do a podcast by myself. I do it with people like Linda and Teresa and Pat and all of you in the comment section. I need you guys. I say whatever's trending and what's going on. I give you my opinion, and then your feedback is really important. So if you guys are over on podcast platforms, come over to YouTube. It's fun over here. Plus, it's just even more exciting just to see me. If you think I'm like animated, while I'm talking, wait till you see me live in person, yo. I come with it, man. Just go over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. I come with it, man? What does that even mean? Just go over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to comment. And of course, if you really like the show, share it with your friends and family because it definitely helps in growing the channel. Thank you once again for kicking it with me and helping me get through this Tuesday. Gosh, at least tomorrow is hump day, man. The excitement starts. I don't know if I could keep the excitement up on this. I'm already like at 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Like, tomorrow I'm going to be at 10 on a Wednesday. Where do we go from here? Hope you guys have a good day, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.